There's a lot of aliens in this movie too. I'm SirDinosaur from Planet X, and now it's time for a movie review. So there's this little kid reading a book about space pirates and adventure and stuff. When that kid named Jim Hawkins is a teenager 12 years later, he's riding this windsurfing speeder thing, and he rides it in an illegal zone and the cops get him. His mom is not happy about that because she's running a tavern all by herself and struggling, and she doesn't need Jim to cause any more trouble. So of course there's trouble right away because Jim finds this injured sailor guy, and he's got a valuable ball thingy, and he says don't let any bad guys get it, and he dies at the tavern. So bad guys show up and attack the tavern and set it on fire, and all of a sudden there goes the family business. Whoops. Jim and his mom and this doctor guy escape, and Jim realizes that the valuable ball thingy is a map to this legendary place called Treasure Planet, where they could get infinite money and rebuild the family business. So Jim and the doctor join the crew of a ship where the captain is this tough lady, and the first mate seems relatively chill, and the cook is this guy named John Silver who is really shady. Jim notices that some of the aliens on the ship seem like villains, and he's like, but he bonds with John Silver anyway. By the way, I should mention that this is kind of like the last couple of Disney movies where it doesn't have the characters sing any songs. They've got a sappy rock song in the background during a montage of Jim working on the ship, but they're not having him sing a song. Now, the movie doesn't have to have characters singing songs to be a good movie, but it does feel a little odd since there's a ton of Disney movies where characters sing songs, and all of a sudden the song is just by some rock band. Especially when the band is from the 2000s and has a 2000s rock band style, while the story takes place in the future. It just seems a little out of place. And suddenly they run across a supernova and it gets all crazy, and Jim saves everyone, but one of the villain crew guys sabotages the first mate's lifeline and he dies. Then the villain crew guy blames Jim and says he made a mistake, so Jim feels bad about himself, and John Silver is all like, nah, you can be great, trust me. Seems like John Silver genuinely likes Jim, and he's conflicted since he's in the middle of some shady stuff with some villain crew members. Jim wakes up the next morning and gets trolled by this little pink alien guy named Morph, who can turn into any kind of shape. Jim chases Morph around, and he accidentally overhears John Silver conspiring with the spider villain alien who killed the first mate. The spider villain alien calls out John Silver for being friends with Jim, and John's like, nah, I was just being manipulative. So they get to Treasure Planet, but Jim realizes that John Silver is going to try to mutiny. And yeah, he mutinies right away. The captain, Jim, and the doctor escape in a little flying boat, but Morph takes the valuable ball map thingy. Jim goes to get the ball map back from Morph, and he runs into John Silver. Jim gets the ball map and runs away, and John Silver can't bring himself to shoot Jim because they're friends. So the good guys get in the escape boat, but they're shot on the way down to the planet, and they crash land, and the captain is hurt. Jim goes to give the captain the map, but it turns out what he thought was the map is actually Morph, and the real map is still on the ship with all the bad guys. Then the good guys meet Ben, a robot who used to belong to the legendary Captain Flint, whose treasure everyone is trying to get. This robot seems a little high-strung. Ben helps Jim find a way back to the ship. Jim gets the ball map, but Ben is messing around with the switchboard, and he accidentally trips the alarm, so the spider villain alien chases Jim around. Then Ben messes with the ship's gravity, and the spider villain alien floats off into space and goes bye-bye, so that's good. But the bad guys follow the good guys back to the hideout, where the doctor is looking after the captain, which is not good. John Silver says, okay, hey, guess what, Jim? You're going to help me find the treasure, or else. Jim figures out the complicated way to get everyone access to the treasure. They also find Captain Flint's ship and his skeleton. Apparently he's been dead for a while. Jim finds a circuit thingy that restores part of Ben's memory, and Ben mentions that the whole planet core where the treasure is, that's a trap. So the whole place starts self-destructing, and Jim uses a speeder surfboard thingy to escape. So Jim and John Silver forgive each other, and the doctor and the captain get hitched, and the robot is happier, and Morph is morphin', and everyone's got a little treasure or cool stories or both, and that's cool. But best of all, Jim returns home and reunites with his mom, and the good guys all open a new tavern together. This movie is a fun adventure film that just feels a little long. It's definitely got some murder and violence and greed aspects of it though, so I'll say it's just okay for kids.